Big school changes are coming into the Venice and Northport areas, and we wanted to tell you what we've learned. My name is Esther Ryder. I'm a realtor in Sarasota County along with my husband Andy, but most importantly, we are parents of 3 kids in the Venice district. I want to take a few minutes to talk about what we've learned at a meeting we recently attended so that you can kind of see what's coming up and what you need to know before making any decisions. The new Wellen Park High School is opening in 2026, which is so exciting. Brand new building, all the bells and whistles, be super clean, smell new. It's beautiful. And that is the exciting part. But with all new changes, even exciting ones, there can come some things that maybe are a little bit scary or just a little bit different. And we want to touch on those things right here. So when we have this new school, there's going to be redistricting to make sure that there are kids that are going to all of the high schools and the numbers are where they need to be. That's something they mentioned in the meeting. They also showed 3 proposals of where those lines will be. Those are on the website. We're having the pictures of those maps right here that you can see. The Wellen Park area, and every one of those is going to obviously go to Wellen Park. The students that are in Venice District now that go to Lemon Bay, they are going to be part of Wellen Park. The 3 maps show different options of what parts of Venice are going to go to Wellen Park or stay, and how much of Northport is going to come into the Wellen Park High School or stay at Northport. These are the lines that they're going over at the meetings, and also your chance to give input, because none of those are official, although it sounds like they will pick an official one in September, pending if those dates change. That was just what I heard at the last meeting I was at. So that's what we want to share with you. They also said that when they're making these lines, they are supposed to use natural type breaks if they can. So things like the Mayaca River, a major road, something like that, for purposes of redrawing the lines. And you can see how they've done that in the 3 options that they have right now. So we want you to see those, that you can look at them on the screen, but please also click onto the link and you can go right to the Sarasota County Schools website that talks all about Wellen Park. Has a great section of FAQs and also shows those maps there as well. We have learned by talking to our boys in the chatter that they come home with that the students really don't seem to know what's going on. That could be because we're very early in the process, but it also could be because parents might not know as well. I went to the meeting at Venice High School, which was held in the VPAC. It was advertised pretty heavily. The VPAC is a huge building. I actually got there 20 minutes early thinking it might be hard to find a seat, and it was not hard at all. I mean, I didn't want to turn around and stare and count because I was probably in the 4th row back, but there were maybe 30 people there, and that was pretty surprising to me. They do have a couple more meetings coming up. We're going to have those dates on here as well. Please, 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 I cannot stress enough, you really need to go to those meetings. You need to hear it from the administration, have questions answered, not just hear it from a fellow parent on a video. And also, some of the people there were not parents. For us and our children in particular, it doesn't make a difference to where they go to school because we live on the island. But I can tell you that both of our boys, who will still be in school when this change happens, have friends that are going to be at different schools from them. And that's just how it is. So I wanted to share that with you as well. There is so much good information on the website, and the staff, the administrative staff, is awesome. This was my first time dealing with them or even seeing them, and you can definitely hear kind of the stress in their voice because they're trying to make everyone happy and do the right thing, and you can also hear how much they care about your kids and your families, which I thought that was great. A couple of things that I do want to share here that we learned about in the meeting. One is that this will affect current freshmen. So current seniors are going to obviously be out of the building. Current juniors of this 24-25 school year are going to obviously finish their senior year at Venice High School. The current sophomores are in a special group because they can pick where they want to finish high school. So if they're a senior living in the Wellen Park district, they can choose to stay at Venice High School for that year, or they can choose to go to the new school. Keep in mind, and this is going to be addressed at the meeting that I really want you to attend and also on the website, the sophomores, their senior year, they can choose to stay at Venice High School. But any siblings who are in the new district of Wellen Park will have to attend Wellen Park unless they get accepted as an open enroll student. I definitely explain that okay, but they explain it very thoroughly and answer your questions at the meeting. Can you tell I really want you to go to the meeting? So I did want to stress that. The freshmen, the current freshmen, which actually includes one of our sons, they will be required by statute to go to the school that they live in. So if they're redistricted into Wellen Park, unless they fall under a couple of the exemptions, which are listed on the website, they will need to attend that school. So that is just important to know that the current sophomores of the 2024-25 school year, they have the option to finish at Venice High or not, and the current freshmen are the ones who will be going their junior year to whatever school they live in, except for those exclusions that are going to be also on the website and talked about at the meeting. And one of those is the open enroll option that people have now. One thing I want to mention is open enrollment. Now, this is based straight off of their website. You would not want to trust me fully if you are confused by it or you think that the website's not clear. Please contact the school, but it says with their FAQs that if you are an open enroll student, you can stay as an open enrolled student even with these changes until you finish the highest level of the building you're in. So if you are at Venice Middle School, that would get you through that 8th grade year of Venice Middle School, but it does not guarantee open enrollment at Venice High School. Each building is considered separate. That is something that was new to me. I didn't realize how that worked. So I'm telling you that it was on their website and we read it from the FAQs, and that's what we understood by going to the meeting. But I would also make sure that you get that clarified from the administration as well. This is just a general helpful video. It's always good to go to their website, which again, we link so that you guys can get that information and read it for yourself. Now, with the open enroll, we just touched a small part. There are other things with open enroll, including a district's athletic choice program. We're not going to get into all of that. We want you to please go to the meeting. The meeting dates are the following. There's a community meeting at Northport High School on May 12th at 6 o'clock, and there is a Boundary Advisory Committee meeting at Northport High School Media Center on May 21st at 6 o'clock. They've already had the one at Venice High School, but these are two other options for you to go to and have questions answered and learn from them. They had a ton of information they were sharing, graphs. It was awesome. That was the first hour. I think it was hour, and then they had a half an hour of question time they took. So they're definitely listening and definitely sharing and oversharing. They did a great job sharing all the information. So even if you missed the one in Venice, you still have these opportunities to learn more about what is going on in the proposals and how that may or may not affect you. From a real estate perspective, we've already shown you the 3 redistricting potential maps that the district has put out. And there are going to be people, once those redistricts are set, who are in the Venice High School or Northport areas, but want to go to the new Wellen Park building, or maybe they want to stay where they are. And there could be people in the Wellen Park district who want to be in that new school, but maybe they also want to go back to Venice or want to go back to Northport or back to Lemon Bay. So there's going to be lots of people having different ideas once this thing is final of what they want to do. And in that process, there are going to be a lot of people thinking about different scenarios, or maybe they know they want to go somewhere different. So we're going to give you some advice as real estate agents, but also as parents, and that is start early. So if you're looking at these maps and you know for sure that you are going to be in a spot different than you want to be, then you need to look at some potential places where you might want to live. This might give you an opportunity to move closer to your job or a potential job you'd like to take to be in the district that you want to be in. This might give you a chance to go to a place with amenities because you don't have that now, or to get out of a place with amenities because you want to be able to kind of do what you want to do on your property. So this is a good chance to just look around and see what's out there. But do not make fast decisions that you're going to regret. That's why we're discussing this now. But you also don't want to wait so long that you are in a pickle and you have to settle for something quickly. I've sold houses that way, where someone waited till the last minute, couldn't get an open enrollment, and then they bought something real quick that they didn't love. And some of you are going to be fine. Just let it go where it goes, and that's fine. Or you don't want to risk losing what you have. I'm kind of in both camps. I mean, our kids we're in Venice Island, we're not moving, but I can see me being, because I'm budget conscious, being like, I have a 2% interest rate because I bought my house, 5 years ago. I'm not going to move. I don't want to have an increased payment. I like how things are. We're just going to stay put and take our chances with whatever. But the other side of me is also a very big planner. So if I knew I wanted my kids to, for example, be at the brand new school where everything smells new and it's all super, super clean, and I would know I didn't want to risk open enrollment, I would at that time probably look at selling my house on the island to move to where I wanted to be, just to make sure. So take these next, 10, 12 months and think about that, and think about what it looks like and what is best for your family. So don't ignore it until next year, but you don't have to rush out and do anything. Just kind of think about the process, what that would mean for you guys, if you would like to move, if this gives you opportunities to do something different. Those are all things for you to think about now. And maybe you look into, go see some houses, or go to an open house, or have a real estate agent come to your house and see what it's worth. Talk to a lender and see, if I would move and I have this low interest rate from when I bought my house or did a refinance, what would that look like if I had to buy something with today's rates, and see what that looks like. Because I think for me, that would be the big struggle. So now we've talked to you as a citizen, as a real estate agent, and now we're going to talk to you as a parent. When I owned my own real estate company in another state, I always told my agents that when you are a real estate agent, you are a real estate agent, you are a counselor, you are a babysitter, you are a marriage therapist, and you're also a friend. And so I'm going to talk to you about this as a parent to parent, and also somebody who many, many, many moons ago was a junior high teacher, 7th and 8th grade, right as they're like coming out of elementary, and then right as they're ready to go into high school. So as a parent of 4 kids, 3 of them still in school, and as a former teacher and as a real estate agent, and what I see, I want to throw some things out at you guys for you to think about. Number 1, your kids are resilient. Kids just are. They go through a lot, and they seem to pop back, right? I mean, think about, your kid scratches they get a little boo-boo when they're little, and then they're crying, and then 5 minutes later they're out playing again. They are resilient, and they're going to meet people, and whatever you decide is best for your family, they will be fine. Number 2, this could be a good change for them in ways that none of you would have thought. So quick, our story, actually, our younger story, I went to the same school in kindergarten through 6th grade, different school in 7th grade, different school in 8th and 9th, and part of 10th grade. My parents got divorced, and then I finished up at a different school for the rest of high school. So that's a lot of different schools, and not the most ideal circumstances. My husband went to the same school all the way through, but he had an injury. He loved football and played, all the years, and had an injury junior year, still played, started senior year. The injury resulted in having a surgery, and he had to quit playing football senior year. Well, what that did is it meant he was getting a job that winter because he couldn't finish his football season and he couldn't play basketball. So he got a job. Well, me having all of these moves that were not in ideal situations, especially my family splitting up, put me in a position where I was in that same town getting a job, and it happened to be at the same place that he was applying for. Had he not gotten hurt, and had I not moved in less than ideal circumstances, we would never have gotten married. And we've been together for 30 years and married for 27. And we have 4 awesome children. So even if something seems like it is the end of the world, it doesn't have to be. And I could hear the emotion in parents at that meeting that I know they felt like it was the end of the world for their kids. And I get it. I'm an emotional mom. I want all the things for my kids. I understand exactly what they were feeling, which is why I wanted to tell you these stories and talk to you as like a mom who gets it, to let you know that it will end up being okay. And the last thing I want to bring to your attention in terms of your kids is, remember, these are Venice High School kids, some kids coming from Northport, and some kids coming from Lemon Bay, all from those areas coming to the new high school at Wellen Park. So you have to remember your kid is not alone, whether they're coming from the Northport area, if they choose that, if that's the map that the school chooses, or they're coming from Lemon Bay because they're in the district but had to go to Lemon Bay because of numbers, or they're coming from Venice High School, they're all going to know kids. They're not going to know every kid that's in their class that year because there are multiple schools coming together, just like they didn't know every kid in 7th grade and every kid in 9th grade. But they're not going to be in school with all strangers because there are going to be kids that they've gone to school with in the past who are also changing districts. And I hope that makes you feel helpful about that. That does not mean all their friends are going to be with them. I completely get that. Our 7th grader, as we were talking about his friends and where they live, a lot of them are going to be in the new Wellen Park district. So we're kind of like prepping him for that. And we've talked about that. But they are, whether, no matter what school your kids are going to be attending, including the new Wellen Park school, they are going to have familiar faces there. So in closing, if you have any questions that we can answer, please feel free to reach out. We're happy to help. But again, I really, 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 really want you to attend one of the meetings that they're having, because that's the best way to get the information directly from the source, to ask questions and hear. Also, please check out the website. There's a lot of good information there. We're here to help. If you have any real estate questions, or you want to know maybe about different areas that might be in the place that you are thinking about moving, if you want us to hook you up with lenders who can give you the information you want in terms of loans and what that would look like and if it's even worth doing, we are that resource for you, and we're happy to be that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know how we can help you. And everything we talked about is in the description, including the link to the website, the link to the maps, and the dates of the meetings. And I hope you have a great day.